crucial role in selecting the Republican leaders of our nation. Since our primary's inception in 1980, no Republican has won the nomination without first winning South Carolina. Our conservative upstate has always been a key battleground for the Republican nomination, and so it's very appropriate that a larger debate about the future of our nation begins here. And we are very pleased to partner with Fox News in putting on this debate and give great credit to the team at Fox and our team in South Carolina. Take care and God bless you all.
Thank you, Karen. Now back to the debate. Sharon Green has the next round of questions on social issues. Jen.
Thanks, Brett. Congressman Hall, in 2007, in an interview, you were asked, should gays be allowed to marry? You said, quote, sure, they can do whatever they want and call it whatever they want. Yeah! Are you advocating legalizing gay marriage in this country?
Well, matter of fact, I spent a whole chapter in a new book I've written on marriage. And I think it's very important, and seeing that I've been married for 53, 54 years now, but I think the government should just be out of it. I think it should be done by the church or private contract, and we shouldn't have this argument, who's married and who isn't married. My standards, I shouldn't have to impose my standards on others. Others have standards and they have no right to impose their marriage standards on me. And I just don't like it. But if we want to have something to say about marriage, it should be at the state level and not at the federal government. Just get the government out of its one area that is totally unnecessary and then more trouble.
You about your defense of the Defense of Marriage Act, which defines marriage as between one man and one woman. Even just weeks ago, you criticized this administration for its decision to no longer defend it against legal challenges.
And the main reason there is the Defense of Marriage Act. And I've been quoted as I voted for it. Of course, I supported it, but I wasn't there. But because that bill actually protects the states. See, I do recognize that the federal government shouldn't tell the states what to do, and the Defense of Marriage Act was really designed to make sure that the states have the privilege of dealing with it, and the federal government can't impose their standards on them.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Kane, let's stay on the topic of DOMA. You have said the administration's decision not to defend it is, quote, a breach of presidential duty bordering on treason. That's a pretty tough language. Isn't this country just moving toward accepting gay marriage?
The Defense of Marriage Act is one of the laws of the land, signed in 1996 by President Bill Clinton. But for the President to give direction to the Justice Department, when in his oath of office, he says he is supposed to protect and uphold the laws of the United States of America, to me, that is asking the Justice Department to not uphold a law.
Thank you, sir. Governor Johnson, most Republicans and everyone else on the stage but you identify themselves as pro-life. You have said that abortion should be legal until the fetus is viable. How do you hope to woo conservative GOP voters here in South Carolina and across the country with that position?
Well, I support a woman's right to choose up until viability of the fetus. As governor of New Mexico, I would have signed a bill banning late-term abortion. I've always favored parental notification. I've always favored counseling. And I've always favored the notion that public funds should not be used for abortion. So, running for governor of New Mexico in a state that was 2-1 Democrat, I really didn't get that vote in the primary. But I like to think that I got all of those votes in the general election. And that's a reality here also. For those individuals that hold that as their #1 issue, I'm not going to get that vote. I would hope to get that vote if I were to move on to the general election.
All right. Governor Pawlenty, just days ago, a federal court struck down the ban on using federal funds for embryonic stem cell research. You identify yourself as strongly pro-life, but you don't oppose government funding for research on existing stem cell lines already derived from embryos. But isn't that still spending taxpayer money on elements that were generated by, at some point, destroying an embryo?
Well, as to stem cell research, it holds great promise, and I support stem cell research, but I think it should be adult-derived stem cell research. And by the way, Shannon, most of the therapies and breakthroughs that we're seeing in terms of treatments from stem cell research are coming from adult-derived stem cell research. So I strongly support that. As to embryonic stem cell research, I don't think we should pursue that, although President Bush, when he was in office, said that he would allow and authorize the use of research on certain stem cell lines for which the embryo had already previously been destroyed before the issue came to his desk or came to his attention. I did support his approach for that limited window of stem cell research on those existing lines for which the embryo had already been destroyed.
Thank you. Senator Sanders.